There's no denying it anymore. Dak Prescott is still respected in NFL circles. And not just by fans or coaches, by the players themselves. That speaks volumes. Let's be real here. Despite the noise, despite the injuries, despite the criticism, Dak still earned his place on the NFL Top 100 for 2025, coming in at 79. Now, let's break that down. Is that lower than where he's been? Absolutely. But it's not just about numbers. Last year, he was in the top 20, around 14 or 15. This drop isn't because he's suddenly less talented. It's the result of an injury-riddled season and being trapped in a system that, frankly, didn't bring out the best in him. This ranking, it's not a demotion, it's a reminder. A reminder that even in a frustrating year, Dak's peers still respect his game. They didn't forget what he's capable of. They know what he brings when healthy, locked in, and free to operate. But here's the frustrating part. While other top 100 videos started off with highlights, praise, and respect, Dak's video opens with a lowlight. A hamstring injury replay. No introduction. No teammates speaking on his leadership. Just pain and silence. That's not how you honor a quarterback who's fought through adversity, who's carried a franchise, who's played with heart and fire since day one. And then there's the moment, Dak, sitting quietly on the bench, eyes locked ahead, deep in thought. Some try to twist that into fear. Call it whatever you want. That's a man in full mental warfare mode, calculating the next move. That's not nerves. That's focus. That's leadership. Stop mistaking calm for weakness. This is a quarterback who has faced the storm, injuries, scrutiny, playoffs, and still earned respect from the only ones who truly know what it takes, fellow NFL players. In a year where many turned their backs, the league didn't. Dak is still standing, and his story is far from over. Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Dak Prescott is held to a different standard. Year after year, this man steps onto the field and delivers, and yet, every season, he's forced to prove himself all over again. No benefit of the doubt. No grace. Just a constant uphill battle against doubt, disrespect, and double standards. Think about it. If almost any other quarterback had a down year, they'd drop maybe 10, maybe 20 spots in the rankings. But with Dak, the scrutiny multiplies. It's relentless. Look around the league. Justin Herbert, immensely talented, no question. But he's already had some of the most underwhelming playoff appearances of any highly touted young QB. Yet where's the criticism? Where's the demand for him to re-earn his spot every single year? But Dak, every snap he takes seems like an audition, like he's trying to justify his entire career to fans, media, and analysts who should already know what he's about. And that's the part that stings most. It's not just football judgment, it's bias rooted in noise, not fact. Because if you truly understand football, if you study the game's fundamentals, Dak Prescott is a quarterback you'd show to a young player learning how to lead an offense. He's not flashy for the sake of it. He's not a media darling, but he's one of the most technically sound, mentally prepared quarterbacks in the game when healthy. That should matter. He was ranked 16 on the NFL Top 100 last year. That's elite company. And now he drops into the 70s. That's not a reflection of his value. It's a reflection of perception of how often people forget what he's overcome and what he represents. And the disrespect didn't stop at the ranking. When it came time for commentary, they brought in a rookie running back from the Eagles, someone who's never even played against Dak, talking vaguely about things he's heard. Not personal experience. Not real battle-tested insight. Where are the voices from defenders Dak has torched? Where's the commentary from rivals who've seen firsthand what he's capable of? Why bring in someone with no context or connection just to fill space? That's the issue. It's not just the ranking, it's the lack of effort to represent Dak's career accurately. This isn't a guy hanging on. This is a franchise quarterback still very much in his prime. Dak Prescott is more than a stat line. he's a fighter, a leader, a technician, and most of all, he's earned his place, not just on the top 100 list, but in the heart of this league. When you talk about Dak Prescott, it's time to go beyond calling him just a great leader. Yes, he's a leader of men, no doubt, but Dak is so much more than a locker room voice. He's a high-level quarterback with traits you simply can't teach. Yet over and over, all people seem to say is, he's a great leader. If you're Dak, that's got to wear thin. Because let's be honest, you don't make it to this level. You don't lead an NFL offense year after year by just being a motivational speaker. You make it by balling out. Now, let's talk about his 2024 season. Sure, it ended way too early. We all know about the injury. But instead of focusing on the adversity, let's focus on the truth. Dak was off to a strong start, and in moments, he reminded everyone exactly who he is. His game against the Browns. That was vintage Dak. Clean reads, surgical throws, command at the line. That was a performance that should have silenced critics. But we know how that goes. There was one play in particular. The defense showed an all-out blitz. They were bringing 6. The offensive line could only block 5. And what did Dak do? He diagnosed it instantly, changed the play at the line, and dropped a perfect pass over the top for 6. That's elite quarterbacking. That's IQ. That's poise. That's what separates the good from the great. And still, even after moments like that, they keep bringing in rookies, guys who've never even lined up across from Dak, to speak on his name. Players who haven't faced him, who haven't felt what he brings when he steps on the field. Why not ask someone who's had to chase him out of the pocket? Why not talk to a DB who's watched Dak drop a dime over tight coverage? You want real commentary? Bring in real opponents. Despite the chaos around him, despite the coaching limitations, despite the noise, Dak was still on pace for another 4,000-yard season before he went down. That's not luck. That's not hype. That's consistency. And when the moment called for greatness, late in the game, pressure cranked to the max, Dak delivered. Whether it was that clutch 4th down strike against Pittsburgh or the precise throws under blitz pressure, he proved he still has the arm, the brain, and the guts to go toe-to-toe with anyone in the league. You don't need manufactured hype for Dak Prescott. His game speaks for itself. When he's healthy and allowed to operate, he's a problem, a serious one, for any defense in this league. And that's what the top 100 should be about, not politics, not perception. Production, performance, presence. And Dak's got all 3. Let's be honest, this whole ranking left a sour taste. Dak Prescott at 79. After everything he's done. After the fear he still puts into defensive coordinators every single week. Come on now, coaches still scheme for this man. They stay up late watching tape, trying to figure out how to slow him down. Because even in a down year, Dak is a threat. The game doesn't slow down for him, he controls it. You saw it against Atlanta, elite pocket movement, stepping up and sliding out with absolute command, manipulating the defense like a chessboard. That play, he had the entire Falcons' defensive line crashing in, and he still found the window. Calm, collected, lethal. He's not just a quarterback, he's a technician, a warrior under pressure, and yes, still one of the best to do it. Dakota Prescott wasn't handed anything. He's earned every yard, every win, every ounce of respect he gets in this league. And for him to crack the top 100 even after battling through a frustrating year, that's not a gift, that's recognition of greatness that refuses to fade. This man deserves more than he's a great leader or he's likable. Put respect on his football skills. Respect the arm talent. Respect the decision-making. Respect the resilience. So yeah, 79 isn't good enough. But if you know football, really know football, you know that ranking is just a number. The truth is in the tape. And to the defensive coordinators still losing sleep over him, you're right to be worried. Because Dak is coming back. Stronger. sharper, hungrier. Let us know your thoughts down below. And keep your eyes on the other Cowboys set to land in the top 100, because if Dak's disrespected, you already know we're going to have something to say about that too.